Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the best fast and aggressive settings to use in Fortnite. So if you guys are looking to play a little bit faster in your games, whether that's building, editing, or just your playstyle overall, these are the settings that you guys should use and try out that I think are really great, and the settings I'd recommend to be able to play a lot quicker here in Fortnite. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. If you guys would like to participate in the next giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on the video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Hit the notification bell, and as well leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered. If you guys would like to support them in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go down to the bottom right, click on support a creator, type in my creator code, which is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. And lastly, I'm super excited to announce my new merch. You guys can find it in the link in the description or the pinned comment if you guys are interested. Definitely get a long sleeve t-shirt or a hoodie if you guys like it. And with that being said, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I want to be sharing with you guys the best fast and aggressive settings to use here in Fortnite. So if you are looking to play a lot faster and much quicker in your games, these are the settings to use. So as I have here, a 1.8 for my building, a 2.0 for my editing, horizontal speed on a 47%, and my vertical on 48%. These settings are really great. They feel fast, but they don't feel overbearing by any means. They don't feel like they're out of control, which is really important because when you opt to play on faster settings, one thing you're going to give up is if you're playing on fast settings, unless you're point blank, it's a lot of times it's going to be hard to control your crosshair close range. But having the sensitivity that I have here on a 47 and 48%, it's still controllable. It's not overly fast by any means, and I'm still able to consistently hit shots whether I'm point blank or I'm at the position that I'm at here, which is not point blank, but it's a little bit further. It's still close range, but it's a little bit further back, and that can be difficult to hit on linear settings. So the sensitivity I have here is quick, but it's also going to be really great for hitting shots that aren't necessarily right on top of the other player, because one thing that's just unfortunate is if you play on like a really high sensitivity like 50 or 60, you're only going to be effective point blank. Anything other than that, it's going to be really difficult. So say when I'm editing this wall, if you're on a higher sensitivity, it's going to be very difficult to edit from this far back, especially on linear settings. So when you are on faster settings, you really want to play towards being as close as you possibly can to your edits and also other players. That's where you're going to be able to see the most results. You're going to be able to get a lot of kills and just be a lot quicker overall. So that's going to be your main goal when you're playing on faster sensitivity. It's going to be getting as close as you can to the other player, and also when you're editing, being as close to the structure as you can get, because that's where you're going to be the most consistent overall. And this is really true on linear settings, because making those smaller analog stick adjustments is going to be much more difficult from anything other than really close. So as you can see, the sensitivity is really great. You can see I can build really fast. I have no issues at all. My free builds feel as quick as they has ever been. And I think this is a great sensitivity to pick up and learn. It doesn't feel, as I mentioned earlier, it doesn't feel overbearing with speed. So you should be able to pick up the sensitivity relatively not too difficult and be able to hop in game and perform pretty well. So going on to my ADS sensitivity, that's a 14% and a 12%, and my look damping time is a 0.17, which is kind of a little bit on the high end. But when I play on faster sensitivities, I tend to play a high look dampening because it really helps me a ton with hitting my shots from longer ranges. And if I just need to slightly move over my crosshair, I'm able to do so. Versus if I don't have look dampening time on, it's going to be really difficult to hit long range shots. And if I need to just slightly adjust my analog stick, whether I'm editing or aiming, it's going to be almost impossible to do so on higher sensitivities. So a 0.17 look dampening time is really great, and I highly recommend you try out this setting if you guys don't already. And then my dead zones are just 13% and 11%. These are the dead zones that just work the best for me, and I don't have a ton of stick drift by any means. So those are going to be the bomb settings I have. I really liked the 14% and 12%. Now, when it comes to ADS sensitivity, I think it's personal preference, and you can be fast on whatever sensitivity you like. If you want to play on like a 10% and 10%, I think you can do so very effectively. And I think you can also play on like a 15 or 16% if you really wanted to. So I think ADS sensitivity really is a preference. It just comes down to what you're more comfortable with. So if your aim isn't as good, you probably want to opt towards the lower sensitivity. And if you feel pretty comfortable on the sensitivity that you have, maybe you can up it to like a 14, 15, or 16%. And the low end would be like 10. I wouldn't go anything below like 9%. I feel like anything less than that, you just won't be able to hit any shots other than extremely long range. And also another thing I play on is going to be the generic controller settings or the controller platform, which you can change very simply over in your controller binds. You just go down to the bottom controller platform and then you just switch to the generic one. I like this one a lot. It makes everything feel a lot looser. Everything feels much more smooth. So when I'm building and editing, I feel like I have more control over my crosshair. So I think that playing on generic is a big plus. I think it's just personal preference, to be honest, but I would recommend giving the generic layout a try if you guys haven't already. It just feels a lot smoother. If you play on PS4 or Xbox and you switch over to it, you'll notice a difference immediately. Now, whether you like it or not, I think that's just up to the player. But I think it's really great. I feel like my builds and edits are really great on it, and I feel like I'm able to improve much faster playing on this controller layout. So I definitely recommend giving it a try. You don't have to change your control or anything. All you have to do is go to the binds and change it immediately there. And one thing that I like to do if I'm ever raising my sensitivity, which I think these settings are pretty fast. Some of you guys may be on even faster settings, but if you are going to raise your sensitivity, one thing I like to do that helps me out a lot is I like to raise my sensitivity little by little. I don't really like to make a big jump in sensitivity change because then your muscle memory is really bad and it feels a little bit awkward. So whenever I do change my settings, if the sensitivities that I have here are kind of a big jump to what you play on, maybe just changing it little by little is going to be a really great way to change your sensitivity to give you the added bonus that you want, which could be playing faster. But it doesn't feel to the point where it just doesn't feel unplayable because the muscle memory is just not there. So that's one trick that I use to change sensitivities and still be able to perform at my best, is as long as you change it a little bit at a time, you're going to be okay. And you're going to be able to change your sensitivities pretty frequently, whether you want to play on a little bit faster sensitivity or a little bit slower, because a lot of times the sensitivity that you want to play on really comes down to your play style. So as long as you're making small adjustments to your sensitivity, you're going to be able to get used to it relatively quickly. So with that being said, that's a wrap it up for this video. I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you guys could, make sure you guys do drop a like. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I do live stream here on this channel at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you guys get a notification for when I live stream on the channel. But with that being said, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.